The Ukrainian Azov sniper battalion broke the world record by killing a Russian invader at a distance of 3,800 meters. Vyacheslav Kowalski, a 58-year-old former businessman and current sniper with the counterintelligence unit of the Ukrainian Security Service, fired the shot just before dawn on October 16. Together with his partner, who calculated the distance, wind speed, and other parameters, they set up their position on the opposite bank of the Dnipro River in the Kherson region, facing the Russian army. The two observed groups of Russian soldiers on motorcycles and initially considered them insignificant targets. However, in the late afternoon, a group of 5 people appeared, and Kowalski recognized one of them as the commander of the others, an officer. After deciding to shoot, Kowalski's partner began measuring the distance to the target and calculating the firing parameters, air humidity, and temperature, factors that affect bullet velocity. Based on these parameters, Kowalski fired a test shot at a target 300 meters away. His partner reported a miss. They had miscalculated the wind speed, causing the bullet to deviate by 60 meters. The gunman quickly reloaded and adjusted his aim. Footage recorded by soldiers shows the bullet took about 9 seconds to reach the target at a distance of 3,800 meters. The bullet's trajectory was parabolic, flying about 100 meters above the target before falling under the force of gravity. According to Kowalski, the bullet hit the Russian soldier in the chest or stomach, and he confirmed that the soldier was killed. He said the bullet they used was so large and fast that it was impossible to survive such a hit. Ukraine's unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV units, not only destroy vehicles, they maintain a minimal monthly kill rate that exceeds Russia's mobilization capacity, turning the war into a brutal calculation. In this area, Ukrainian forces maximized the use of UAVs to paralyze Russian supply lines east of Pokrovsk. As Ukrainian UAV teams established what ground troops called the Road of Death, the Russian offensive entered a new phase of collapse. Ukrainian operators conducted methodical precision strikes in a comprehensive campaign to destroy enemy logistics. A geolocated video shows a Russian UAZ truck burning after a Ukrainian FPV drone flew through its open window. Another drone captured a rare scene, a Russian T-80 tank attempting to maneuver along the road to provide fire support. Despite being protected by steel armor and electronic warfare, it was easily attacked. Additional footage reveals the scale of the campaign. Ukrainian UAVs target all types of Russian supply vehicles, trucks, pickup trucks, motorcycles, even individuals attempting to deliver small shipments of ammunition or rations. Drone pilots hunt every movement, and the consequences are evident in images from both sides: twisted metal, burning wreckage, and clusters of bomb craters. Russian drivers filming their advance revealed dozens of destroyed vehicles piled up at bends, precisely the spots where Ukrainian operators wait to strike at the slightest movement. Enemy vehicles are forced to slow down, making them vulnerable to deadly precision strikes. These new death roads replicate the situation on the western flank of Pokrovsk. Russia's entire offensive effort collapsed under the pressure of drone attacks that paralyzed logistics and the ability to conduct large-scale offensive operations. A recent geolocated video released by Ukrainian forces shows the aftermath along a stretch of road between Novotroitsky and Novopustinka. 47 armored vehicles destroyed, scattered across a kilometer of road. Each was neutralized before advancing, demonstrating the decisive role of drone-controlled firepower. Under the command of Robert Brovdy, Russian supply lines east of Pokrovsk faced a similar fate. His doctrine is simple. Drone surveillance extends tens of kilometers behind the front lines. Every meter of road is observed, every vehicle is tracked, and every movement is punished immediately. This tactic turned the Western Front into a Russian armored graveyard, and now it is repeating itself in the east. The coordinated drone campaign forced the Russian army to completely rethink its tactics. Continuous surveillance, long-range interdiction, and precision strikes on fuel and ammunition trucks made it impossible for Russian commanders to sustain large-scale offensive operations. Motorcycles, once favored for quick resupply or evacuation, have also proven highly vulnerable. A captured Russian soldier stated that even groups of 2 or 3 motorcycles were immediately targeted by Ukrainian FPV UAVs. Facing this, Russian tactics shifted to infantry infiltration, small teams crawling across fields at night with thermal cloaks to avoid detection. But Brovdy's units have adapted. Ukrainian drones now prioritize hunting infantry over vehicles, targeting individuals to maintain what their commanders describe as a minimum monthly kill rate, which must exceed Russia's ability to mobilize new troops. Desperate Russian officers sought other methods, resorting to trickery, sending poorly equipped soldiers to draw fire while better trained forces moved elsewhere. However, Ukraine's reconnaissance network easily exposed these tactics, rendering them useless. Even some Russian analysts admit that 9 out of 10 infiltration groups never reached their targets. Overall, what happened east of Pokrovsk mirrored the west, an offensive crushed and stalled under the unblinking eye of Ukrainian UAVs. The death roads are spreading, charred hulls marking the edge of Russia's reach. The skies belong to Ukraine, and under Brovdy's relentless coordination, new footage emerges daily of destroyed armored vehicles and failed attacks. Whether Russia will continue to bang its head against this drone wall, or shift its focus north, Kostiantynivka or Liman, or south, Zaporizhia, remains to be seen. The Ministry of Defense says the army needs more drones to hold the line. Ukraine could produce up to 10 million drones by 2026 if partners provide sufficient funding. Defense forces need more FPV drones and other types of UAVs to hold the line. This was stated by Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal at a meeting of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group, Ramstein. We need more FPV, ISR, reconnaissance UAVs, and other types of drones to hold the line. We continue to emphasize the urgent need for $4 billion in funding. If partners provide the capital, by 2026, we could produce up to 10 million drones, a cost-effective, rapid, and battle-proven solution. At the same time, the minister noted that Ukraine's attack drones and deep strike missiles help the country respond asymmetrically to Russian attacks. We need to combine our own deep strike drones with our partners' deep strike missiles, and this has been proposed many times. According to their data, the enemy's supply line is currently only meeting about 80% of demand. Ukraine's weapons are having a significant impact. Amid the smoke and fire of war, Ukraine stands firm, not only with steel and fire, but with faith, courage, and the divine protection of God. Facing an enemy many times stronger, Ukrainians continue to fight for freedom, for their homeland, and for human dignity. Every bullet, every UAV, every soldier on the front lines, they are not just warriors, but symbols of resilience and faith. As the darkness of violence spreads, it is the light of righteousness that guides their way.